So we are discussing about the client administration, right? So in the client administration part, we have discussed about the local client copy. And also we discussed about the profile administration. So how to change the profile, where to change the profile, client creation, logical systems. So all these things we have discussed. In the client administration itself, so we have discussed about the RFC administration, which means RFC connectivity in SM59 transaction code. Okay, so let's log in and check. Let's log in and check. So I'm trying to log in with the 100 client. Okay, so if I go to SM59 transaction code, if I go to the above, so here we have the systems. You can see here. So here we have the connections. I think only few connections are there. Okay, the connectivity test is okay. So only few connections are there. ECP to S4F, S4 is for, so the connections are there. Only few connections are there. And okay, so connections are there. Okay, only few are there. I think you guys are tested, I think created or not, I'm not sure, but connections are there. So here, let's log in. Maybe DDIC. Okay, so I connected here. I'm going to the S4F, some 59. So here you don't have any connections to here. Okay, so that's fine. So yesterday we discussed about the remote RFC destination. So before performing the remote client copy, so so RFC connections we have to create it. Why? Because for remote client copy, we required the RFC destination. Suppose remote client copy means, so between two systems and between two systems and two clients. Suppose example, here we have ECP system is there, right? Here we have S4F system is there. ECP and S4F systems are there. So here we have, so client is there. Suppose for example, 100 client is there. So here we have, so from 001 client, newly created client is available here. Sorry, one client is available here. So you want to transfer local client copy means within the system, in same system, you can copy from here to here, local, like within the Hyderabad city, you can copy the data from one like LB Nagar to Vanaslipuram or Amitpet, one place to another place. So that time you no need connectivity, right? International connectivity you no need required, not international connectivity, either like highway road connectivity, that's much not required, right? Internal connections are there that will take care of the internal connectivity. But in our case, our system is the different location, different SID. This is one SID, this is the one SID. So I have one mobile, so you have one mobile. So I want to transfer the some data, some document from mobile to your mobile. In this case, what I have to do? First, I have to establish the connectivity, highway road connectivity. I have to establish, that is called in SAP level. In SAP level, we will talk about, okay, that is called the RFC connectivity, remote function call. So you have to establish the connectivity from here to here, one-way connectivity has to build. Same way, you have to establish the connectivity from here to here, right? Then only you want to send the data from here to here, then you have to establish the connectivity. From same way, S4F should send the data to from here to here, then you need to establish the connectivity from here to here. In this case, what we have to do? We have to go to the SM59 is the transaction code. There we have to create the connectivity. Just click on the create button. So here just establish the connectivity ECP S4F2 to, so any name you can give it to ECP. ECP, you can give it. Okay. So description, anything you can provide it. So what is the target host? Means ECP host, we have to give it. What is the instance number? 11. Okay. So go to logon security tab. So what is the user? Not only connecting, you want to place the data. If you want to place the data, then the user should be exist, right? The user also should be exist. So I am filling that user details as well. This is the target user details. Target user details. So which means with this user will go to 100 client and will place the details. Not only 100 client, you can just change the details to the different client as well. You can change the client to different client as well. So, okay, I'm just connected here. You can just click on the connectivity test. Now it is working. You can see it is working, which means so we are able to connect to the S4F to ECF. Okay, so from here to here we are able to connect. Yesterday we have connected from ECP to here we are able to connect it. Let's see authorization test. So authorization test also working, which means user also able to log into the your target system as well. User also able to log in. Okay, user also able to log in. So we have done the connectivity test. We have done it. Now what is our requirement? What is our remote client copy? Which means so here in 100 client, I have the some data, right? In 100 client, we have the some data. Same data should transfer, should be available in the 000 client. Same data should be available here. So what is the in this case? In this case, first of all, we need to establish the connectivity. Connectivity we have established here, right? So connectivity we have established. Then what next? So then, so remote client copy, we need to log into the target system, log into S4F system with which client, like 3001, then user ID and password you need to log in. Then after that you need to use the SCC9 is the transaction code for the remote client copy. Remote client copy, SCC9 is the transaction code for the remote client copy method, remote client copy. So we have to use the SCC9 is the transaction code. Okay, so let's try now. So I am in the target client. So connection also created. Then going to SCC9 is the transaction code. So what is the profile? Which data you want to copy? I want to copy the all the users data. Yes. What is the source destination? So our destination is this is the one, right? S4F to ECP. Then I selected this destination. So what exactly happening here now? So in the source, in the ECP in the 100, so we have the users, right? We have the users, like how many users are there? 13 users or 14 users are there, right? 13 or 14 users are there, right? We can see here Amul, Basis, so Basis 1, Koteshwar, all these users are there. Ravi 1, Test 2. So all these users are there, right? So I want to same users should copy to S4F as well, right? I want to log in with the same users, same credentials. I want to log in. I don't want to create again users. I can copy these users like ECP users to data 2 from there. So in this case, so for S4F, how many we have users? Let's see how many users we have in S4F. If I go to SU01, in SU01, just clicking on the button, just clicking on the C, here how many are? Only one user is there. That is the TMS ADM user is there. Only one user. Apart from the DDS, SAP, only one user is there. Okay, so we have to copy, we have to transfer the data in S4F, right? What we have to do now, go to SCC9 is that first of all we need to establish the connectivity we have to establish it, right? Between two systems we have to establish the connectivity. Between two systems we have to establish the connectivity. Between two systems we have to establish the connectivity. Same as like I have established the connectivity between two systems. Same kind of blue. Suppose in our mobile phones, I have one mobile, you have one mobile. I have one data. I want to transfer to you. What I can do? We have to first of all establish the connectivity, which means Bluetooth. You will enable it. You will pair it, right? You will pair it. Then connection will be established. Then you can go to the maybe some other folder, then you can just share it to the this person, right? This is what you will do in the normal outside of the SAP. Here also, instead of Bluetooth connectivity, here you will do the SM59 connectivity. That is the transaction code you will use for the connectivity. Then for sharing, you need, this is the remote client copyright. You need to use the SCC9 is the transaction code. So SCC9, I have used it here. Then, so profile, which data you want to select? Any data, not only this one, any data you can select it. So, but just for example, I selected the one of the random profile I selected. Then which client? This is the client. Then you just click on the schedule as a background job. Schedule as a background job immediately. Immediately you can schedule it. Then, so you can see background job is successfully scheduled. So background job is successfully scheduled. Now you can see here in SCC3 is the transaction code to check the client copy related logs, whether the client copy is processing or not. You can see the remote client copy is processing status. So how many tables are 103 tables is processing now. So see, if you keep on refreshing, it will refresh it now. So you can see what exactly one job will be triggered in SM37. In SM50 also you can see one job, one background job should be here, one background job should be here. So you're running. If you go, this is a S4F. So S4F2, one connection established to the ECP here. Then in this case, ECP also, there should be some users, right? In ECP also. ECP also, there should be some users. So how can we check the users? So if I go to SM50, there we can check the work process related. But how can I check the users? Which user is logged into the my system and what exactly, where exactly is pulling the data? What is the transaction code to check the users activity? Users logged on users list.
AL08.
AL08. In AL08, you can see the connectivity. One is the one RFC connectivity. You can see the one RFC connectivity. So in AL08, you can see the one RFC connectivity. It is connected to the 100 client. So see, this is the RFC connectivity. RFC connectivity is connecting to the our 100 client. It is connected. It is connected. It is pulling the data. It is pulling the data. See, all of the RFC connectivities are available here. RFC connectivity means we connected through RFC to this system. How the RFC connection initiated? S4F system is initiated the RFC connectivity through this pipe, through this destination. Your data will flow through destination. Our data will flow from here to here. Our data will flow through this destination. Data will flow. Data will flow from here to here. That destination, the data will flow from here to here. So all the tables, all the data will be flow automatically. Okay, automatically all the data and everything will be moved to the here. In S4F, we can monitor. So here, I think job completed successfully, 6 by 6. Job completed here successfully. Job is completed. So job is completed. So you can see here. So you can check the logs. You can check the where to check the job logs. In SM37, you can see the client logs here. See here. So this is the connection we created. Okay. So this is the connection we created 0002001 SAP underscore user profile. It's finished. Then, and also we can check the SCC3 for the client logs. This is also completed. You can see completed. How many tables? 103 out of 103 tables completed. Right? So how much time it is taken? So maximum 1 or 2 minutes is taken. Right? So, and also this is the client. Now we want to check users, like whether the data client got be copied, whether the data is in S4F or not. Data is in S4F or not. Just if you click on it, yes, you can see here we have the 14 users. We have the 14 users are there in the 14 users. We have the 14 users are there in the S4F system as well, right? We have the 14 users are there in the S4F system also. We have the 14 users. You have the 14 users. So suppose you can log in with any one of the user as well. Suppose in S4F001 we don't have basis user. Now we copied the all the users, whatever the data is there in ECP, same data we copied. So which means I have logged into the same user now with S4F also. Whatever the users are there in ECP, same users I copied to the here. Now I am able to log in with the same user from here, same user password from here also, right? This is a way. Not only this one, we can also copy the others data as well. So let's see, we can also pull from others data as well. Suppose like SEC9 is the transaction code. Go to the profile, maybe which profile you want to select. What is the data? Any data, like either suppose you want to copy the, so we want to copy the only anything like customization, then you can copy the customization, then you can just click on the schedule as a background job as well, you can schedule it. So we want to speed up, so there is a option here, parallel processing. You can just use the parallel processing. How many number of process, like kind of dialog process you want to use it, maximum number of process. So you have 10 dialog process, you can select the 10 dialog process. What is the RFC server groups you want to choose it, you can choose the RFC server groups here, right? So which for the speed up the process, like suppose you have in S4F you have the 10 dialog process, you want to use all 10 dialog work process should be processed your client copy, which means you can use the parallel processing. You can use the parallel processing for the copying the data, parallel processing for copying the data, right? So this way we can copy the, we can transfer the data. This way we can copy the data from, so from ECP to S4F we can copy the data, or from here to here also you can copy data, vice versa. Like, so you can log into the here, you can pull the data from here to here, or you can from anywhere to anywhere. Like, so this is the remote client copy. So you can see the SCC3 logs here. So you can see the SCC3 logs here. So remote client copy. Okay, whether the remote client copy is successfully completed or not, we can find out from here, remote client copy. Okay, got it? This is the remote client copy. Okay, so any questions from anyone? It's clear, right? Any questions from anyone?
No.
Okay, so it's simple. Like first of all, you understand
Sir.
yes.
Sir, from the source destination, the source and the destination is in ఏదైనా ఉండొచ్చు కదా సార్, ఫస్ట్ RFC connection required.
Yeah, first of all, RFC connection. First of all, connectivity should be required. Suppose I have one mobile. Suppose same example. I have one mobile. You are also one mobile, right? Same systems. I have ECP mobile. You have the S4F mobile. So I want to transfer the data. I want to transfer the one song to you. What I have to do? First of all, I have to establish the Bluetooth connectivity, right? Same way, instead of
Yes.
Bluetooth connectivity in SAP, we will call it as the RFC connectivity. In SM59, we will create the RFC connectivity. In SM59, we will create the RFC connectivity. First of all, RFC connectivity, we have to do that one. Then only we can perform the these things. Then only we can perform the remote client copy.
From SF4 to ECP, from and also from ECP to SF4.
Yeah, anywhere to
we can do,
anywhere.
sir.
Yeah, anywhere to anywhere. Suppose now we did from, we have from here data we pulled from here. Now what we can do, we will log into the ECP, we will log into the ECP, go to the SCC9 transaction code. Now I want to, which profile, which data you want to transfer. We will take the one small profile, like this is only small profile, we will take it. What is the destination? We created, right? ECP to S4F destination yesterday we created. RFC destination we created. So no password is maintained, like that we are getting the user here. Just to enter the password here. Okay, then just clicking on the schedule as a background job, or you can schedule it in the front end. But if you run in the front end, screen will freeze it, right? Let's see. No password maintained in the RFC destination. In RFC destination, we have not maintained in the any password. That's why It's giving the error. So now go to SM59, go to the above systems, ECP to S4F, go to the change mode. If you want to change anything, go to the change mode, go to the logon security. Here we have not maintained the password. So here we have not maintained the correct password. So just maintain the password and user ID here. Okay, just I have maintained here. Okay, so done. Then I have maintained here. Now go to SCC9 for the remote destination. So now I am in the ECP. What is the profile? Any profile, like you can select any profile, any small profile, you can select it. Okay, destination. What is the destination? This is the destination. So which is connecting to the ECP to S4F, right? I have selected this destination. Just here run in the front end or back end. The preferred method is we have to run in the background job. If you run in the front end, we already seen what exactly will happen, right? See here, like that, until completion of the client copy, your current screen will be freezed. That's why we should not run in the front end. So we have to run in only in the background mode. We have to run it. In this case, background work process will take care of your request and everything. Background work process will take care of your request. Now go to AL08, you can see the RFC connectivity. RFC connectivity we can see from RFC connectivity. We can see from the other systems. RFC connectivity established one user. RFC connectivity it is established, right? So here you can see it is comparing. So it is comparing and it will copy the data. It will compare and it will copy the data. Till then, till we scheduled in the dialog mode. Till then, the screen is like that only. It is keep on loading status. That's why SAP recommended to don't schedule in the immediately like front end mode. You have to schedule it in the background, schedule as a background job, so that the BTC work process will take care of your request and everything. This is the client copy we have to perform. Vice versa, anywhere to anywhere we can perform it. Got it right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let's talk about the one more method. We have one more method that is called the client export and import method. Client export and import method. Client export and import method. So that is the client copy types. 3 types of client copies, right? Local client copy, remote client copy, client export and import method. So two completed. 2 other topics also completed. Now we are discussing about the export and import method. So it's a very simple. It is also very simple. It's kind of export import business. It's kind of export import business. So this is also we have to perform in the 2 systems. So suppose we have the ECP system. So you have the S4F systems, ECP and S4F system. We have the 2 systems are available. Here you have the client. So here also you have the one client, right? Here you have the one client. Here 000 client, sorry, or 001 client, any client, from any client to any client, or 001 client. Okay, any client to any client. So here same, this is also export import method is for the between 2 systems only, and also remote client copy also export. It's kind of both are same, only small difference. So both are intention of the both client copies is to transfer the data from here to in the ECP to S4F only. Both our intention is transfer the data to from here to here only. But the small difference is here. The small difference is here. Here for the remote client copy, you are directly transferring the data. For remote client copy, you are directly transferring data through RFC destination in the network. Right? In the network, you are directly transferring the data. You are directly transferring the data from source to target. You are directly transferring through network. Directly you are transferring. Directly you are only picking the date courier here. Directly you are delivering to your target system in the Bangalore location S4F systems. You are directly transferring the data. Right? You are only directly transferring the data. But, but, but here in the source, suppose you have the 1 terabyte data or 2 terabyte data is there. So if you keep on transferring the data from here to here, suppose if any network connectivity is happen, network is broken, what happens? Your client copy get cancelled, right? Your client copy get cancelled. So to avoid this method, if any client has huge size data, what we can do, we can perform the client export and import method. Client export and import method, we can perform it, which means so in between you have the one OS level file systems. OS level file systems. This is the file system. OS level drive file system, which is called, we will call it as the file system. OS level. So that folder name is called the USR SAP trans. This is the next topic we are going to discuss this one. What is the trans directory and everything? Okay. So this is that file system. USR SAP trans. So here what we are doing as part of the export procedure, we will are exporting the data from here to the OS level file system. We are exporting here. Once export completed, your work is done. Then we will do the import procedure from here to here. We will import it, right? So this is the two-way mechanism. Here we will export it. Here we will export it, export to the file system. Then import from file system to and S4F system we are importing. This is the way. This is the two-way mechanism. So instead of direct transferring from source to target, which is the big size data, instead of direct transferring, so you can do the export and import method. You can do the export and import method. So which means you are exporting from here to OS level file system, you are exporting. So using the SCC8 is the transaction code for the export method. Then you are importing. Importing, you can use the SCC7 is the transaction for importing the request, right? So this is the export and import method, exporting and import method. But this is a time-taking procedure, right? You can see we are not directly transferring here. We are exporting to the file system. Once it is completed, then we are again importing to the target system. Oh, it's taking time because exporting is taking time, right? Exporting, then we are importing. Once the export is complete, then only we are trying to import it. But here, the direct transfer method. But here we have the complications, which means suppose something network issues. The customer has some network bandwidth issues, it will be slow. And also some network broken, your client copy get cancelled, right? So this will happen here. But here you are importing to the file system, again file system to here you are import, but it's time consuming process, time taking, but it's the safety process, right? This is the difference between the remote client copy and remote client copy, SCC9 remote, and export import method, export import method, export import method. This is the difference. So how to do that one? So let's see. I think we have one client copy is in progress, processing the table, right? See, it is processing in the dialog mode. It is processing the tables. We can cancel it in the middle. Also, we can cancel the client copy. Client copy we can cancel it. The client copy will be cancelled. So we can also cancel it. Something wrongly you mentioned, you can cancel it. See, tables are processing. How many tables are there? It is see, it is processing. We initiated the copy from S4F to TCP, right? So that data is processing now. So we can also cancel that one. Go to the SCC3 transaction code, reset the logs, client copy. So processing. So remote client copy is processing. There is an option to cancel client copy, cancel the copy. Have cancelled total 80,000 tables, 874 copied. Remaining tables, it will take lot of time, So that's why I have cancelled the client copy. I have cancelled. Client copy I have cancelled. See, client copy I have cancelled. Now what we will do now? Now we will do the export process. Export. Go to the SCC8. SCC8 is the transaction code. SCC8 is the transaction code. So then during restart is not permitted. Changing the profile during the restart is not possible. So then go to the target system. So you can select what is the target system here. So you can select the what is the target system here. Okay. So our S4F system is the target system, right? So you need to choose that system, target system. So we are in the ECP. First of all, both should be in the transport domain. Both should be in the transport domain. So that transport concept. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to discuss about the transport administrations. So that's also very important concept on the daily basis. Okay, so that's how to configure it. What is this trans directory? That will comes under that topic. But today, just you can observe it. What are the transaction codes and everything? You can observe it. Then just click on the export schedule as a background job. Immediately schedule a job. Then it will export it. So see, there the client export. There the three files are creating. One is the cross client data, client specific data, client specific text. So all are with the same in naming convention. So ECP, KO, so 24, KT24, KX24. What is this naming convention means? We will get more details. Okay, so it's exporting. Now it's exporting. So you can see the SCC3 for transaction code. You can see it is exporting the transaction code. Exports. You can see it is processing. It is exporting. It is processing the data. It is processing the data. First of all, it is analyzing. It is analyzing the system. Then it will process to the our OS level, operating system level. There is a one folder, right? USR, right? SAP, USR, SAP trans directory under the co files and data files that will be released. The export and import files will be released here. So, okay, export and import files will be released here. I think someone is practicing already. You can see they have generated the 32 file they have generated. So like that, we can generate the exporting the data, export data. Now it's exporting. Kind of exporting is doing here. Okay, so this way we need to export it. So let's export it. Once it is completed, then once exported, then we can only import the system. Once exported, we can only import the data. Go to the exports and processing. So still it is processing. So we have to wait. This is a huge table data. We have table. Otherwise, we can select the small data. SCC8. SCC8. We can select it. Okay, so here all our clients cancelled. So we have cancelled the client copy. Just if you cancel it, it will cancel it. C8 exporting. Select the profile, right? So which profile? Maybe you can select the user profile. It will be very quick. So then select the system. Which system you are going to transfer it? So maybe ECP S4F. You can select the S4F. So we already S4F. Maybe you can select the ECP, right? You want to transfer to ECP. Then select it. then schedule as a background job immediately, schedule job, then schedule. So then you can see S4F KT0003 request is generated. What we are doing now, reverse order. We are exporting from here to here, we are exporting, and then here to here, we are importing. So anyway, both the sides we can perform it, right? So that's why we selected this one. We can go to the SEC3 here. So SEC3, then exports. So it is processing. You can see it is processing. It is processing. The export data is processing now. It is exporting. It is processing. Then once the export is completed, what we can do, we can log into the remote system. Then we can perform the remote. We can perform the import option. We can perform it. So like that, we can choose the remote client copy. Like that, we can choose the remote client copy. First of all, it should be exported. Can monitor the data here. So you can monitor what is the request is creating here. So same request should be available here. See here, there is a one more request is created here, right? KT0003. This is a S4F. Today only it's created. 314, right? Same request. So 003, KT003 request is created, right? So KT003 request is created, which is the exported file. OS level, we are exporting from here to in the trans directory, we are exporting the data. Then from here to here, we are importing the data. That is the difference. From here to here, we are exporting. From here to here, we are importing. That is the export import process. But here, the most important thing is we need to wait until completion of the transport request. We have to wait. I think you can see the request got exported here. See here, the request is exported here. So here exported. So you can see the client copy logs, the request is exported, and also you can see the operating system level. There is a one file is created in the data file, and there is a one file is created 003. One file is created. Okay, one file is created, which means request is exported to the from XCF to it is exported. Now we are going to the target system. Which system we are going to import? Go to the target system, just clicking on the SEC7. So here it is saying that client copy is in progress, which means it's wrong. So we have to go to the lock entries. We'll see any lock entries are there. I think some few locks are there. We need to remove those locks. See, the request is exported, right? That request we are importing. This is not the one. So this is the previous request. So this is not the one. See, there is a lock actually. I removed the lock as well. SEC7 is the transaction code. Then clicking on the import button, that will be scheduled. That is a in progress status. SEC3. SEC3 is for the logs checking. So export and import method. That is the logs checking. So we have to use for the logs checking only. That SEC4 transaction code. Right? So if you want to cancel, you can cancel it. So if you want to reinitiate, you can reinitiate the transaction code as well. Right? So this way we can do the client copies. So something is backend active still. And this is completed, then we will get the our transport, our our request S4F request S4F KT 00023. Previously we used this one. This is there in the list. So now we need to delete this one. We need to delete this one, and we need to import the next one. So that's why we can choose the whatever the profile you want to choose it. So that profile you can give it here. You can create that request. You can choose it from here. That request you can choose it from here. So S4F target request, we can choose it here, and we can change the request and we can import it. It's very simple. Export and import method. Exporting to the, so suppose say example. So let me take one more example here. Here using the SCC8 is the transaction code. You can export to the your file system level, right? File system level, which means you can insert the in this laptop, you can insert the pen drive, you can copy the data to pen drive, then you can go to this system, you can insert it, you can copy the data to from here, right? So export import method. But if it is a small size data, suppose example, so 1 terabyte data, you can use remote client copy. Both intention is copying the data from here to here. How you are copying? Either the remote client copy or export import method. If the data size is more than 1 terabyte, for example, you can use the export import method. It's very simple. The database is below 1 terabyte, so you can use remote client copy. Still, you can use the remote client copy. So, okay, this is the client export and import method. Okay, so overall, if we talk about the client administration, what we discussed in the list of transaction code, let me give you one glance here. In the client administration, in the entire client administration part, we discussed about the SCC4 is the transaction code for the client creation, right? Then sale R BD54
54.
are for the logical system creation. Then we discussed about the local client copy. SCCL is for the local client copy. Then SCC9 is for the remote client copy. Then SCC9 is for the client export.
Export.
Then SCC7 is for
7.
so client
Import.
method. Then SCC
SCC3.
client copy logs we can check out.
Logs.
Okay. So in the same transaction for client administration, so we have one more transaction is called the dangerous transaction. SCC5 is for the client deletion. Okay. So this we should not use it. This is for the deleting the client. So just which client you want to delete. So this is the deleting the client. If you start deleting the client, entire data will be gone. Entire data will be gone. So, okay. You start just click on the delete button, entire your data will be gone. So we should not use it. Just remember the transaction code. In the real time itself, you are doing something. So you are deleting something. Just to take a approval from your manager or team lead. So whether we go ahead and delete or not, then you can proceed it. Okay, that's why because it's a very dangerous transaction. If you delete it, entire data will be gone. You cannot revert it again. Again, only restore is possible. So that we will discuss in the DB restore. But it's not possible. That is a very complicated procedure again. Okay, so these are the transaction codes. So SCC4 you can remember simply. This is the you can remember simply. SCC5 also you can remember, and SCC3 also you can remember. For the remaining local client copy, remote client copy, client export import, how to remember means, so I will tell you the one trick here. So local client copy. Here L means local client copy. So remote client copy, where is our SCC in R? No, it's not R, it's 9. So if you turn, it should turn to left this 9, it will be R, right? R. And also export. Export means client export means 8. If you cut horizontally or vertically, horizontally, the A is E, right? If you cut off cut, this is a E. Import means I. So see 7. 7 means In the third letter, we will write the I as this one, 7, right? So this is the import method. That how I should be remember all these transaction codes and everything. Or you can remember normal way, like SAC for local, SCC9 is for the remote client copy, 8 means E8, E8, E8 means so export. So I7, iPhone 7, right? So you can just 7 the import. Client import means you can 7 the import. SCC3 is for the logs, client copy logs. So log log, right? The 3 letters, log log. So deletion, client copy deletion, client deletion. This is a SCC file. So these are the transaction codes, and this we practiced as part of the client administration. Apart from that, so we also discussed about the, so we have the profile administration, RZ10 and RZ11 for profiles, for changing the profiles and everything. And also SM59 is for the remote client, remote connection establishment. These are the new topics we discussed. This is the RFC connectivity. These are the profiles we discussed. These are the general transaction codes for the SAP for client administration. Right? It's clear, right? Any questions, any confusion regarding the client administration?
Hi, sir.
Yes.
Yesterday, I seen someone is having issue with the RJ10T code. May I know what is the resolution for that, or
What is the issue, first of all? Even I don't know that issue. Okay. Suppose if one person,
Is-
suppose example, maybe I am editing the one profile. Suppose I am editing the one profile. Take example, I am editing the one profile. I am in the edit mode. Okay, I am in the edit mode. The same time, same user will log in. So like we are at the same time. So I am also trying to editing. So it will not allow us. Why? Because the profile is maintained by the user, only display possible. So only some changes only at a time, only one person is possible. So you cannot edit multiple times, multiple persons at a time. So you will only get the display access only. So that's why how the NQ will take care of all this work and everything. Locking mechanism, we discussed it, right? SM12 locking mechanism. So when you are editing SM12, there is a lock entry will be displayed. Here lock entry will be displayed. So that is the reason when you are editing the profile, one person is already editing. One already, see here, the profile is maintained by the basis user already doing. He is doing something here in the one screen. He is doing screen here. He forgot to come out of the screen. So then you cannot do that one until he come out of the screen, until we quit, we logged off, we cancel his session. We cannot do that one. How to cancel his session means, so you can go to the, you can see what exactly the user basis is doing here. Go to the, so AL08 or SM04, you can see here what exactly he is doing here. So there is a, so what exactly is doing. I think we that screen we will get it out. Then we can check. Suppose the basis person is doing something here. Just take the here. Here there is a session information. So session information. Sorry, session. Select that session. So what is doing? Maintain the profile parameters he is doing. Just select that profile. Delete that session. That session will be deleted here. Now that session is deleted from here, right? So at a time, two persons cannot be edited, the same profile. It's not possible. So one person that is completed, you have to do the next one. So that's why make sure whenever you complete the work, just come out of that screen, come out of the transaction code. Then only the other person. But checking the other transactions and everything, you can do that one, not a problem. But only if you are means profile maintenance. So for changing the profile parameter at a time, multiple users are not allowed for the consistency purpose. For the DB inconsistencies, we will get the DB inconsistencies if the system is allowed. That's why here, so NQ will take care of all this work and everything. That's why we have NQ process, locking mechanism, right? It will lock your request safely. Got it right?
Yes, sir. Previously in profiles and parameters only, we increase the dialog message server.
Yes, only the message server ASCS related, we cannot increase it. One message server is enough. Suppose if we want to increase the dialogue, background, so updates, we can increase it, not a problem. So how to means, go to the profiles, we can edit it. We can just change the number values to the 5 to 10 or 10 to 3. You can edit it, then save it, activate it, restart it. It will be affected.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the client administration. Tomorrow we have some general transaction codes, general daily monitoring transaction codes, which we are going to discuss. And then after that, so transport management system. So some other transactions as well, but general transaction codes we are going to discuss. General daily monitoring transaction codes. That's the very important. So don't miss the topics. So it's very important, daily monitoring. Why? Because daily monitoring is the very important for the our basis team. So don't miss the topic.